Hello heroes and villains, welcome to AArdvark Poker. Today in the third episode of the mental game of poker, we'll discuss how you set your right poker goals. And if you enjoy this video series, please hit like and subscribe below. In the last episode we talked about being disciplined, but how do you continue to be disciplined? You need some form of success. But what is success? If you win, ultimately of course poker is a money game and successful players will win money in the long run, in the very long run sometimes. But of course we deal with variance and we discussed this at length in episode 1. So what can you define as success in your poker journey? I think you should try and achieve some of the goals that you set. If you set a goal and you achieve it, then you can feel satisfied. Now, what goals should we not set? Right? We shouldn't set goals that you cannot achieve. Say you start out as a poker player and you set as goal to win the World Series of Poker main event. That would be unachievable. Or you set the goal to become a poker pro when you just start out. Or you shouldn't set goals on which you have very little influence. Right? Maybe you set a certain amount of money, one per month. Likely you won't achieve it, at least not every month, because of variance. And if you don't achieve your goal, this will frustrate you. And this will also have an effect on your discipline. Some examples of long-term goals: maybe become a solid NL25 player, move up in stakes, or win a tournament. Now you should also set short-term goals towards achieving the long-term goals. And ideally these goals should be SMART. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So let's look at some examples of SMART goals. You don't want to set the goal, I want to play more. It's too vague. You want to set the goal, for example, I will play at least 10,000 hands per month. This is SMART because it's something specific. It's 10,000 hands. It's measurable. You can keep your poker tracker software to see if you achieve this goal. It's achievable. It's realistic if you have sufficient amount of time. And it's also time bound. You have exactly 1 month to achieve this goal. Another example of a short-term goal may be to fix your leaks. And to do this, you also want to be smart and not set the goal, I want to play tighter, but be specific. For example, I want to lower my raise first in under the gun full ring to 10%. Again, this is something very specific. It's measurable with your poker tracker software. It's achievable, I think, and realistic if you're disciplined enough to fold in early position. And again, it's time bound. You have say a month to try and reach this goal to lower your raise first in percentage. Another example of a short-term goal you can set is dedicate time to study. Not being vague with I want to study more, I watch a few random YouTube videos, but have some specific study goals. For example, I want to improve my multi-way play. I watch 2 YouTube videos on this multi-way pot strategy and try implement it in my next sessions. Again, then you can replay this afterwards, the multi-way spots, and check if you improved in comparison with the previous multi-way spots. Short-term goal that I usually set is detecting and fixing my leaks by analyzing my hands at the end of each month. Is there something that is out of the ordinary? Some things I have learned a lot from is my raise first in by position, my 3-bet percentage, and my check raise on the flop. All these stats that I analyze at the end of each month were inspired by Sky Matsuhashi from Smart Poker Study. And you can then have a look, compare your stats to GTO stats, see if there's something wrong, and then set for the next month the goal to try and fix these percentages. Now if you set the goal to study maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 specific spots each month, in a whole year you can really study a lot of spots. Examples could include very specific things like defending the big blind against different positions, or 3-bet bluff ranges, button versus cutoff, or post-flop c-betting out of position. You can also set a number of hours per week for study and hand analysis, right? And really try to schedule this time. If you know you have time on certain days, or if you know you have some time before a poker session, you can schedule something like an analysis of hands. If you analyze 1, 2, or 3 hands as a pre-game warm-up routine each session, or you can set as a goal to post a number of hands in a poker forum. You can even make them more specific. If you know, for example, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you have some time in the day to do this, you can specifically schedule to post a hand, get some input, and make that your smart goal. Another thing that you could do to keep your life and poker life balanced is to schedule in some non-poker activities that are important for yourself. Could be sports, could be watching movies, could be hang out with friends, whatever you think is important in your life, so that you have a sufficient amount of things in your life to get satisfaction from. So in conclusion, if you set the right, specific, short-term poker goals, this will help you feel satisfied with achieving your goals, even if it happens to be that you're not winning in the last few weeks when you're on a downswing. You can still achieve your goals because you set them in a smart way. For now, good luck at the tables, and I hope to see you next time for another video on the mental part of poker.